In this video, I'm going to give y'all my jump shot that I've been running with pretty much since 2K24 dropped. Now, you already know, when it comes to jump shots, I subscribe to the notion that there's no such thing as a quote-unquote best jump shot. Everyone's different. What might work for you may be too slow for me, or what works for me might be too fast for the next person. But let me tell you what, this jump shot right here has been barbecue chicken for me all year. So if you're running on a 6'5" to 6'9" build and you're able to equip the 91 overall jump shot, definitely think about equipping this shot on your My Player. And hey, if you're struggling to get down your jumper, I'm going to go over a few tips to help you out in that department. And then finally, I'm going to go over the cues that I use for this jump shot. But without any more delays, let's get right into it. For me, when it comes to my jump shot base, I like for my dude to get some type of height to where he's actually noticeably jumping off the ground, but nothing too crazy. I ain't looking to make no Olympic high jumper. But for me, there was a couple of bases that hit on this point perfectly. And of course, you already know I went with Lord Kobe Bean Bryant for the base. In my opinion, one of, if not the best bases in the game. Moving on to the upper release, I like to have a high release point on all of my players' jump shots, as it lowers the contest rating and it also makes it harder for your defender to block your shot. So here I'm usually looking for an A or A+ when it comes to the rating on height. And then for the release speed, all that I'm looking for here is an A speed rating. At the end of the day, I'm an old head, so my days of timing that A+ release speed are well behind me. With all of that said, for release 1, I went with good old faithful Oscar Robertson. I ran with it all last year, and like they say, if it ain't broke, why in the hell are we fixing it? I mean, he has such a nice high release point, and that visual cue on his jump shot is one of the best in the game. Again, in my opinion, of course. Then moving on to the release number 2, honestly, it doesn't matter that much as far as the visuals go, because when we get to the blend, it's gonna be a majority Oscar anyway. But here I ended up going with my guy, Larry Legend, mostly because I've been using him for 6 years now, and like Oscar, Larry has a good animation cue as well, though it can be a bit unorthodox with him pulling the ball so far behind his head. But again, with the blending, it should not be too ugly looking. Moving on to the release speed, we of course maxed that sucker out at very quick. And then for the blend, we're going with an 80-20 mix favoring Oscar Robertson. And as you can see, when we combine these 3 animations, Kobe's base, Oscar's for release 1, Larry for release 2, we end up with an A+ for the release height and A for the release speed, which are both immaculate. And then for the defensive immunity, we're gonna have an A, again immaculate, and the timing stability is gonna be a B+, which is surprisingly good considering most folks have trash timing stability overalls anyway. But if you're here just for the jump shot, well, there you go. Go out there, have fun, lighten it up. Let me know how it works out for you. I only ask that you sub up before you bounce. But if you're still struggling to knock down your shot, stick around, as I'm gonna go over 3 tips to help you when it comes to knocking down more shots in NBA 2K24, as well as drop the cue for this immaculate jump shot. Tip number 1 is gonna be to go to the Gatorade facility before hitting up Park, Rec Center, or any other online game modes. You wanna try to get up some shots from wherever it is that you normally would set up in game, just to try to zero in on that latency and your timing. And of course, this is going to lead me right into the next tip, and that's to only shoot from spots that you're comfortable and have practiced from. If you have not practiced shooting a specific type of shot, then there's absolutely no reason as to why you should be taking said shot in game. Ideally, any shot that's being taken in game should have been labbed up multiple times to where you can damn near hit it in your sleep. The next tip on this list should be a no-brainer, but you would be surprised, and it's to stop taking them damn contested shots. If your matchup is locking you up and there's time left on the clock, then there's absolutely no reason why you should be forcing up any type of shot. Normally this happens when folks are frustrated that they haven't gotten the ball in some time, and you already know the minute they do touch the ball, they're seeing red like a bull and going straight to scorer's mode. You could be wide open in the corner while they're getting triple teamed, and they're probably still gonna throw up an ugly ass shot. But I digress. Before we get out of here, I just wanted to go over my cue for this jump shot like I said in the beginning. For this jump shot and all my jump shots really, I have it set to push, which is pretty much late from 2K23. Again, I'm an old head, so timing on jump or set just ain't happening. Plus, by going late or push, it allows for some room for error when taking into account things like stamina loss or contests. Really with anything that's going to speed up or slow down your jump shot. By going with push, you will have more time to assess the different situations. So if you check now on screen, I've slowed my jump shot all the way down to show you where around I'm looking in the animation to release the shot button. Obviously, it's not going to be spot on or perfect with the way in which latency works, but if you release it somewhere around here, you should be good money more times than not. And again, I'll show you here as well. Right around when the ball hits here and right before or around when the arms start to go forward, that's when you want to release the shot button. And then a little bonus tip for those who made it this far into the video. And again, this could be a placebo, so take it if you want or leave it behind. Either way, it is what it is. But when you're equipping your accessories, try to put an arm sleeve on your shooting arm. I find that by doing this, it helps me to identify where my player's arms are as he's going through his shooting motion. Again, could be a placebo, but if it's gonna lead to you hitting more shots, do we really care, you know? But I'm sure you're tired of hearing me speak at this point, so till we meet up on them virtual courts, luck out.
Peace.